What's up, everybody? It's your girl TYLIBAH, and welcome back to Her Story, Her Power. I am so excited today. This is episode number 4, and I have with me the lovely, most wonderful Lady Ty. And listen, we go way back, and she's doing some incredible, marvelous things. And I wanted her here today because her story is so inspiring. So Ty, what's up, girl?
Are you? Oh my goodness. I am so excited. First of all, thank you for inviting me here. And thank you for, look at all the wonderful things God is doing in your life.
Amen. Thank you, Ty.
We have so much catching up to do. It's
so much catching up to do. I like to start from the beginning about how we met. I met you through a wonderful woman by the name of Erica Ford. She introduced us. So what's up, Erica? And she thought that this would be a great collaboration because at the time I was pursuing very hard my business in the music industry. And Ty is a marketing and promotion genius. She's worked on Mary J. Blige's promotion, The Firm with Nas, and the list just goes on and on and on. And Ty has evolved in a way that, to me, is incredible. So I just want you to tell me a little bit about your story, where you grew up. I know you're from Queens, but tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I am from Queens, New York. Whoop, whoop. And so I grew up in Queens, New York. I'm a New York girl to the heart. My grandmother was born and raised in the Bronx. So I have family and uncles in Brooklyn. So I'm New York City all the way down, but I'm a Queens girly. Really, right. Real bad. And so I don't know, T, there's so much to say. When I just think about even how you introduced how we met.
Right.
I forgot that before.
It was Erica.
You were doing music, poetry. It was
yes.
You were young.
Yeah.
Lyrics. I was so amazed by you. Your mom was managing you, right?
Yes.
Yes. And so I remember all of those things, but it's so amazing because now Erica has a book.
Yes.
Y'all forgive me. I'm very excited because I do podcasts a lot and a lot of speaking engagements. But when you get to sit with your sister, the queen, seeing you shine and helping people share their story, I just needed this moment just to gleam over her. Gleam over you, sis. Like I'm taking the crown off and I'm passing it to you.
Thank you, Ty.
So I'm from Queens, New York, but I do live in Atlanta, Georgia now. Yes. I did live in Ghana for 6 months.
Okay.
I've traveled the world. There's so much to say, but we can just dive in. I'd like to start.
So I want to know from when you started, when I think of Ty, I think of the ultimate connector. You connected a lot of people with a lot of things. So I remember you even with Zab Judah. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just goes on and on as it relates to,
Time out, y'all. I'm trying to record the interview. I'm like, wait a minute. Can I get a copy of this? Like I love this. The ultimate connector. That's big.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You're definitely the ultimate connector for sure. Wow. For sure. And I think that's one of the reasons why Erica wanted us to meet. I think that's one of the reasons why she wanted us to meet. So when I met you, I gravitated towards you, not just because of everything that you had going on and have going on, but just because of your spirit. And it's always been grounded, and you've always been kind and always been about your business. So people gravitated toward that. So how did it transition with you working in promotions and marketing in New York for some of the biggest artists?
It's so amazing. I'm digging in my drawer right now because I think it's showing improvement.
Yeah.
Right? So as you said those things, she's talking about 1996, y'all. Before time. Like, she just didn't say names of people. These are the flyers we used to hand out. This flyer from 96.
Wow.
I just Share My World album. This is the Pretty Boy.
Mm.
Shell, these are stickers. Before it was a thing where you could take the stickers off and you would stick it on poles.
Mm-hmm.
And so
AZ.
even
Yeah.
though I transitioned, it's actually I'm still in the same light, right? So
Yeah.
as we're talking about her story, my story started was I love marketing and promotion. And I didn't find
Mm-hmm.
out about that love for marketing and promotion until I actually did an internship.
Mm-hmm.
So my story, as you asked in the beginning, I was a Catholic school girl, went to Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
From Catholic school, then junior high, I was placed in school in Hollis, Queens, called 192. So
Okay.
that's a big jump. So you go from Catholic
Catholic school. Mm-hmm.
to Hollis,
Gotcha.
friends. So we were in Hollis, Queens, and being in that school brought about the culture. The Walkmans were out back in the day, so we listened to the Walkmans, heavy with the music, and that's when we had tapes and things like
Mm.
that. And so I started off with a love of hip hop and a love of music.
Mm.
God girly now, but it wasn't always that way. There was things that happened in my life when I was younger that I
Yeah.
suppressed. And
Mm.
I didn't share with anybody that there was some traumas there, but I wore
Mm.
a smile through it all because who do you talk to about those things? I mean,
Mm.
now we're tapped into mental illness and awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is speaking and sharing their story and their voice, and it's okay. But some things happened to me when I was younger that I was mad at God about.
Mm.
My upsetness, if you will, me being mad at God. I love to work. I love to figure out things. I love to help people. But as I grew up and, going to school in Hollis, Queens, then shuffled around in different high schools. I went to August Martin. I went to
Mm.
Andrew Jackson. I went to, like, why would you go to so many schools? Kind of got kicked out of one school and I ended up in Satellite Academy, which is an
Okay.
alternative high school.
Mm-hmm.
And alternative high schools, what I love about alternative high schools is they give you a chance, right?
Mm.
A chance to do things better. So they actually had some really great programs there. And so before I got to the alternative high school, I was in August Martin for communications. So I learned
Mm.
cameras and video. I was heavily into behind the scenes. I love production.
Mm.
And so I even worked at something called Arts Connection at anybody familiar with John F. Kennedy, his wife Jacqueline. She had
Mm-hmm.
a school on 47th Street off of Broadway. And her school, I worked there in the theater department. So I was always in the arts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I learned theater and I love theater because it's live. You have to be on point. You have to move. You have to problem solve. You don't have time to play. It's not like, now everybody has cookie cutter things and
Right.
there's an AI and they can fix and change everything.
Yeah.
But so I went to I was always in film, but then when I got kicked out of the school for cutting some classes and just going down the wrong route, going down the New York school route.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to Satellite, I had a teacher named Peter, and we had a creative writing class,
Mm.
and we learned about we analyzed what poets would say and things
Yeah.
like that. And I was like, it would be really nice if we really knew what they would say instead of us thinking about it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Inside this alternative high school, they said, okay, you have to get an internship. So I want to do TV. So they put me, I think it was the Maury show. And when I went to the Maury show was like, okay, go get coffee, do this and that. And I'm like, oh, I'm not the coffee girl. And they were like, no, ma'am, like you're a young female. This is what interns do. I said,
Mm-hmm.
no, I know how to. So I got kicked off for that internship. And they got me another internship in radio. And it was
Mm.
broadcasting, WBLS. And it was at this radio station that I worked with Les Brown. I worked with Dr. Betty Shabazz, the late, God bless her.
Yes.
Malcolm X's wife, Malcolm X's daughters. And they put you in each department, which is so wise.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I was like, I don't want to work in the newsroom. I had all of the things I didn't want to do. What a teenager was I, right? And so when they put me in the promotion department, we did the Love Jones movie premiere. And we went everywhere. And I absolutely loved giving people things for free. Just the joy. And
Yeah.
this is something people get paid to do.
Mm.
They put me in other departments, but they said, you were fantastic over here. And then they asked me to remain in that department, and they actually me to even work there. So, which was phenomenal. So I ended up staying in that department, but it was there where I met other people like Makiba Mooncycle.
Mm-hmm.
They had a street team called Reflections of the Street. And if you that don't know what a street team is, it's basically how you guys do ads now on marketing, but
Right.
the boots to the ground. It's original people that would go out and hand out flyers and people, and we would put things in places. So we would be, we would be the advertisement. So I met her, and when I met her and I saw that that was a lane, it was there where I launched Ladies in Promotion, because they were called Reflect, and they were just doing things a different level. And I had a grander vision, and I said, man, if I can get females to do this, and it can be like this. And so that's when I began to open up different contracts. And so that's where my story kind of started, with marketing and promotion. So sharing things that are good and great for people has been amazing.
That's been within you.
Yeah, it's always been within me. So now that I'm writing books and telling stories,
Yes,
it's amazing because it's the same thing that I'm learning. It's the same thing. So I'm the same marketer. So even though it appeared to be different, it is actually me using all the skills that I used from then.
right, right. And when I saw that, like, we're gonna get to Ty's publishing company and how the fact that she helps thousands of people write books. It's connected to everything that you've been doing. It's just another lane. It's not music, it's books. It's books. Like, tell us a little bit about how impactful literacy is. You know, sometimes we think, oh, books are just for the library, or just studying and trying to gain information. But it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yes. I'm so glad that you said that, because I didn't even look at this as that at first. Like, I didn't look at this as the type of industry that it was. I didn't even look at it from the educational literary part, right? When I wrote my first story in 2017, I was just being obedient. I had an experience that I wanted to share with people. And not even that I wanted to. I felt that I absolutely had to.
So daddy issues.
Daddy issues?
Daddy issues changed the game. Daddy issues changed the game. I remember LL Cool J, shout out to LL and Simone. You advertise, you talking about, it's a broader conversation. So just real quick, what is Daddy Issues about for the viewers?
So Daddy Issues is a book about my life story in a transition that happened. I had a hard heart towards God, as I shared earlier, because I had been through some things that people don't like to talk about, hard conversations, right? Molestation at the age of 8, father on drugs, been through domestic violence after being married at the age of 18, married for 13 years. So unforgiveness. I had things going on inside of my life that just was designed to leave me bitter and not allow me to operate in my greater if I chose not to. So Daddy Issues is me sharing the truth about the issues that I had with everybody. Everybody was a problem because there was a root. But this book actually is a tool of forgiveness. So it shows how if I could forgive somebody who tried to out my life, but I couldn't do that until my identity was revealed. And my identity was revealed when I got healed. That healing came from me knowing that God loved me. And I supernatural experience why I experienced God. So this is my testimony.
Ooh, I got chills just now. A supernatural experience. And sometimes, Ty, people are waiting for the supernatural experience, right? Did you search for it, or did it just happen where you like, I'm healed and I can tell me a little bit about that?
When I tell you, okay, listen, it's so good because I cannot say yes and no. So no, I didn't search. God sought me out because I was too hard-hearted to search. But every time something crumbled, God had been talking to me all the while, right? I didn't learn in Catholic school, and I didn't learn in church that God speaks. People that I saw that said God speak, where we used to call them, forgive me, the crazy people on the bus. You know,
right.
The Bible, and she would read, and she had a little thing on. You know, it was just, they would be preaching the Bible, and they just looked like they had lost, soul the marbles, right? And so I didn't know anyone. I didn't know what prophetic was and no healing, deliverance. I didn't know the God of today that exists inside of me. I had no idea that his spirit was in me and that I could do all things. I had no connection with that. I thought that if kids was out of wedlock, they was in sin. So I'm thinking, I was looking at the religious factor of what I saw, what was being taught. Like, okay, you got to go to church, you got to pay dues, be involved. It was just a lot of different parts that I was not. And it wasn't a man's education. It's God's revelation. If he calls, if he speaks, if you just would yield to him. So yes and no. So the yes is when things in my life started to hit the fan, I picked up TD Jakes' book, Reposition Yourself or Reposition Your Life. And I wasn't a reader, right? So you asked a question earlier about the literacy. That's why I said no with my book. I was not a big reader because I do not like, I used to have to read in school like Paul Bunyan, different Tom Sawyer. I just was never into those books. I like facts. I like real life and situations. And so when it comes to books, I just wanted to be able to do something. Give me the answer. Help me. I'm sitting still to fantasize. I was never into that type of book. But God even corrected me. It's not that you wasn't a reader. You just don't play the radio. You don't care about that. You are a reader, but for solutions, for change, because I am a problem solver. So,
yes.
Yeah. And so being a problem solver, when I picked up that book, then the book mysteriously got missing. Then I bought an iPod because iPods came out. I put it on the iPod. The iPod went missing. But God said that was my prayer. By picking up that book, I was seeking a repositioning. And from that moment, I offered my now ex-husband, hey, let's move to Georgia, which he said he would never want to do. And he was like, okay. And I was like, did he say okay? And I moved and made plans, and I left everything in New York and moved to Georgia.
Wow.
My career, I was working with, I have DJs that'll let you know. Some of them are famous now on Love and Hip Hop and doing things. Some act like they never even, Lady Ty didn't even help them. And that's okay because God helped them. He used me in different ways, like you said, to open doors. But people were saying, why would she just go when everything was so great here? I had to make a move. God had to pull me out to pull me in. And so to answer the question, the answer is when I got to Georgia and I found myself doing other things in life after the SWAT team came, after being on the news, after being embarrassed and shamed, like, oh my.
Wait. Let's go back, Ty. You said, we're diving in. You said after the SWAT team came?
Oh yeah, friend, we was on the news. I called the police to inform the police of the abuse that was taking place over some time. It was my first time ever telling the police because we don't do that where I'm from, right?
Right.
And so
the fact that you did that is an indication that you had to.
Yes, so I had to. So we wasn't going to be Tina Turner. She already have her own movie. I'm going to do my own story, and it's not going to go like that, right? So made a decision that this wasn't cool. This was not safe. First, I called his mama because I believe in his mama. Maybe your mama could help you. So
right.
I called him with his mama. But that didn't work. So I tried. Right. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out, anybody watching this that is in an unsafe situation, please try the mama, then try the authorities.
Right.
Period. So go.
Mama can't help you, then I don't know. Right.
Right. And so I went ahead, and we can smile and laugh about that now, guys, because I've triumphed over the trauma. And that's part of the story. And that's why I'm here, because I can't forget the people that somebody is watching this, that is in a situation that they know that they need out of. And God pulled me out. And so, but in the practical and on the earth realm, we went through a little pickle, and I contacted the authorities. And when I contacted them, they said, oh, you guys are young. You should try to work it out. And I'm like, do you have any idea? This person, and I went on, and shared all the information. They were still on paperwork in New York. But when you're in, they don't have those, and even though I showed them, I was like, really, and trying to protect myself. And what happened was they left. And I told the two officers, you and you are going to come back. And I hate that it's going to be for me, because in that moment, guess what I did? I made a decision that it was him or me. And I made that decision I was like, man, I don't want to go to jail. And I began to
Mm.
talk in my mind, and I heard the audible voice of God.
Mm.
Under enlightenment. To this day, it's the loudest thing I heard. And he said, I'm not making you go to jail.
Mm.
I said, that can't be God because I know what I'm doing. I'm a determined woman. So
You are.
in my mind, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. And I had said that this is what I was going to do. And so I was like, oh man, like I like lobster with butter sauce. I like engagement.
Right, right.
I
Yeah.
have things that I like to
The
do.
things I want to do.
Yeah, I
Right.
like to travel. Like, wait a minute, this is kind of messed up. I know I got in trouble one time and they gave black coffee and bologna sandwich.
It's like, this
Yeah,
ain't for me.
ma'am, you listen, little princess. I was like, I just mean, yeah, you have to offer something. They was like, no. I said, no tea. They was like,
No tea.
yeah. So being a criminal is not for me. No problem.
Right.
So I said, okay. So the next day or 2 days later, we had like some people came to the house and I was making tacos and fajitas. And nevertheless, conversations was going, drinks were going. And I was watering down his drinks for about a year after he had come out.
Mm.
So he had never really had, and if he watches this, oops, but he never,
Oops. Sorry.
never had a straight up drink, right? And so what happened was now he had poured his own drink, and one thing went to another, and he told everybody to exit. He wanted to be alone with his wife, and they ended up contacting the police for me.
Because they knew what was.
And I couldn't call him no longer from out the house because he had burnt all the phone jacks.
Mm.
So now I had no outlet to call. That's when the phones with Virgin Mobile had little phones. He took the battery out the phone. So there was a lot of interesting things going on there. And I'm painting that picture so you can see that there are some situations that you can be in that only God can.
Only God.
Yeah. And so from that, when they called the police noticed that he had a firearm, he had the gun over me, all of the things. And it was a stand like for a long time. They were outside trying to negotiate with him. Then they came in and the children went out the side of the window because at the time too. And so they went out the side of the window, the dog went, and so the SWAT team came, the helicopters was there. It was on the
Wow.
and I had no idea that it was on the news until another gentleman tried to, talk to me when we were in Georgia. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I don't know you. And he was like, you look so familiar. And I was like, I was giving him my New York attitude.
Right.
Like a realtor pulled up on the side and said to me, I said, oh, can I have your information? Because I definitely want to move from the house that I'm in. And he said, oh, okay, what area are you in? And then when I mentioned Tucker is a small area, so I had no idea.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
And so the gentleman was like, I know you. The dog ran out the window. So he's reading
Wow.
my life story. And for the first time in life, I'm feeling sunken. And I'm feeling all of these feelings that I never felt. And I remember God said right at that point, I'm going to use your story. And I'm like, I am so over this voice. Like, what is happening? And here we are now. I wrote the book in 2017. And I told all of my truth in there. I'm a private person. People wouldn't seem to know that because I've put everything there. But this is because my story has helped over thousands of people.
Sure. Absolutely.
They got healed. They got delivered. They're able to tell their truth. And
we're going to have the link to Daddy Issues. We're going to have the link to the book in the description because everybody needs to read it.
Yes. And I have a workbook too that people can work through if they have stuff. Yeah. So I'm so excited. So that was the start, y'all.
That was a start.
Now we're on to just great and so many amazing things, but it started like that. And so there's many people right now that are stuck or in situations that feel like they can't get out. And I am just the example. And I'm just a sample of one of the ones that would tell the truth on what God would do and what he has done. But if I ever wrote this book, I didn't even have the financing for publishing when I wrote the book.
Wow.
I had to learn how to self-publish. And I was crying. Because I want to, and I mean, I don't know what questions you have, so I'll stop right there.
No. But I like that because that's your story. And even, did you feel like a lot of friction to even get it out? Because when you got something good that is going to impact and change the world, there's things that happen that makes it harder to to do? So,
Well, that's such a good question because for me, I didn't feel that there was any friction to write it out because I wrote
okay.
it instantly. I took my
Mm,
light bill money. I was living on no income. I actually lived by faith for
wow.
5 years supernaturally. So that's a whole
Mm,
story. But God took me through a process. Was injured on the job, memory loss. There's more stories within these stories, right?
mm-hmm.
I'm saying no income, like no assistance from anywhere. Like, and seriously, people, God just really did a thing. And
Mm-hmm.
so for people to see now, when I say that, we lived in a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, me and my 4 children, in
Mm-hmm.
like basically kind of off of a highway, a place where it's mostly industrial. But we were grateful and excited. And so for me to write this book, I did take a course and I used my light bill money. I listened
Wow.
to what God said, but this was, you can say investment, but this was more than an investment. It was a sacrifice,
Mm,
act of faith that I believed what God had on the inside of me because the lights was going to be out.
mm.
So I took that money. I took the course when I paid the coach and I told her, she said, wow, you're the first one to sign up. I said, God told me to do it. And she said, well, as Christians, we always pay our bills on time. I'm like, girl, I never have defined, like, God always makes things happen for
He
me.
always
I'm
provides.
saying, but I had to listen to him and I'm here. So when I took the class, it was amazing. And at the end of the class, I'm like, yes, we're going to learn how to publish. Honey, she brought publishers on. And
Mm.
$5,000, $7,000, $8,000. And they was like, oh, well, we can break it up in payments. And I'm like, I hardly had the $100. So I'm like, God, what are we doing? And
Okay.
I was like, okay, well, maybe somebody's just going to give me $5,000. And so I went to the dollar store because God said, go to the dollar store. And I'm like, okay, the person's going to give me $5,000 at the dollar store. God told me, can I get it for you to show you?
Yeah, sure.
So God told me to go down the aisle where
Mm-hmm.
the children do projects.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the project board. So I'm like, the person is going to be down this aisle. So,
Mm. So
so
you're literally just hearing this.
yeah. So I go down the aisle to get the project board. God says, get the markers. I'm like, wait a minute, Lord, I don't like ghetto markers. I like, and now I might go through a little faith walk, but I like real markers. I don't like ghetto markers that run out of color. It's just
Right.
so I go down this aisle and this is what I get. You remember when you have to do a science project and you need these boards.
Yep.
I get this board and I come home. Nobody gives me $5,000. I'm like, okay, maybe the other people gonna be at the mailbox. Is somebody coming to the house? Maybe this is part
So
of.
you just had this blind faith
Oh yeah,
that you were gonna get $5,000.
because the publishers needed $5,000. So of course I'm gonna get $5,000 because who's publishing this book? God tells me to
You
come
gotta
home.
drop a bomb right there because Ty just said she literally was like, the money is gonna come.
Yes, it's
That
coming.
was it. The money's coming.
Because God is paying all my bills anyway.
Woo!
Thing, so it's got to happen because they want $5,000. So I guess God is saying go to the dollar store. Bet. So I'm at the dollar store. I pick up this thing. I pick up the markers, and God says, "Draw your book cover."
Mm.
So I'm like, "What?" So I draw
Mm.
my book cover, and I'm like, "Okay," but y'all see the markers. That's how you know it's cheap markers. You see what I'm talking about with cheap markers?
But it's a little girl looking up to her dad or
Yes.
to a male figure.
Yes. And so this is my book cover. So I draw it. And I'm like, okay, God, what's next? He said, you'll do that at your book signing. I'm like, no. The publishing, how we publish.
How are we doing that? Right.
He said, I'm going to teach you. I cried. Because no, I want the $5,000, God. Like, he was like, he said, you are missing it. This to me is a card from my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You just made me a card from your heart because your book is your expression of me. And I'm like,
yes,
this is nice, but the publishing, how are we going to get the, like you? And so, but what God just said, now I'm not skipping past that, but I'm just being real because even though God is talking to me, which is major, I'm just more concerned with now, how are we going to get this out? That I sat there and I colored to him. And I'm not even recognizing it's the Mary and Martha moment. I'm like, well, God, I'm on to the next work, and God is like, this is it right here. He was enjoying that. And so God said, I'm gonna show you. And he showed me how to publish. When I tell you, if I'm
on your own without.
And I am not a technical person. This is what's very important for anybody to know. If my phone, I'll call my kids like, hey, fix my cash app. I'm that mom that's calling me to do something. They're like, Mom, you just put your face. I'm that lady. So for God to teach me publishing,
wow,
he knew that I would help 2,000 plus people. And that's what's behind us here. And so what's very important and why this is here is because I told God, I didn't want this. I wanted this. I wanted retractable.
Hold on, Ty. Hold on. So you wrote the vision and you made it plain.
Okay. Wait a minute. Just wait right
here. And that, Ty, that's the whole premise.
This is in my children's
book. The beginning now, right? Come on.
This is now my children's book that's out.
Come on. Listen, all visionaries, artists, musicians, writers, poets, rappers. Listen, I need you to, if you're creating something, Ty just let the formula out about how to do it. You wrote the vision and you made it clear. Woo.
So sis.
Yeah.
So I did the card. I wanted the retractable because I wanted the neat look. I wanted what everybody else had, but God was looking for the authentic. Come to me as little children, coloring, little kids outside. This is what he said. And I was totally missing it because I wanted what the world was doing. Their way. And God said, I'm going to make you a publisher. I had no idea that it was going to be because I was going to teach. Because I just don't, listen. I am a trailblazer that I show you how to blaze your own trail. I am not, what is the word? I'm not your tax collector. I am not the one that's going to say, hey, join, and there's different types of people. Join my program, pay me, all these $20,000 and then you don't know. No, I teach people how to create their own lane.
Let me piggyback off of that real quick because I'm a testament of that you do. Ty would call like TYLIBAH, hey, something going come out, do this, whatever, expose yourself to this. Let me introduce you to that. Like that's your gifting.
Yes.
That's your gifting.
Yes.
So now so then you learn publishing, you do it on your own. How then do you now create a system? Because you have a system, an organization that teaches people how exactly to do it. And that's the key right there, that you didn't just keep it to yourself. Now you helping everybody else how to do it, to learn how to do it.
So what happened was I wrote my book and I was like, phew, published it. That was it for me. I'm like, good, I did it. It's done. I obey God. Let me just help people be great. So now I want to get back to greatness. It would leave that book alone because that book is talking about issues. People get it. They got it. I did what God said. Okay. But I did put it up every day on social media. I had no advertising. It was just me. And I just went, kept promoting it. People bought it. It made over 30,000. Then it made over 100,000. I had no idea how much money it was even making. Just because I was just putting it, putting little clippings up and things like that. Then my best friend had a book that she had been writing in her phone. She didn't have a computer. I put out her book. Okay. Then I was engaged to somebody and I put out their book. Okay. Then I went to New York and I did a conference and was telling everybody how they could do it. And it seemed like nobody really cared. Can we be honest? It seemed like, no, it's like, they was like, okay, I was going like to every corner where everybody that I used to know, like, hey, bring your kids, we're all older now, like they can learn how to open a business, how to do everything I learned. I wanted to come and get back to my hometown. So I did it on St. Ohio, May the 5th. It was called Operation Greater. It had a nice amount of people. However, I was like, okay, well, that's it. People don't want to learn that. So I kind of left that alone. Then I was trying to get a job at Uber, honey. I was trying to get a job at Family Dollar. I was like, let me just figure, then we were 2017. After the book, we were hit by a tractor trailer coming from church.
I remember that. I remember that.
Over 7 times, and now I have no transportation. I did the conference in the midst of that. So when God told me, I did something called Operation Greater. It's free. It's on YouTube, but it teaches people how to lock in for 1 hour with the greatness within them. Not listening to your prayer music, to do all of the things that you do. But this specific instruction that I'm sharing right now is very important because some people have so much noise going on up here.
Yeah.
Especially in the time now, I'm talking to you, the phone's going off, something buzzing. But even though I have it on D&D, right?
Right.
The key to everything that happened is God, number one.
Yes.
I made a space for that greater is He that's inside of me. That space was 1 hour a day, locking in with greatness, sitting quietly. But I did it live on Facebook. This came from me being frustrated. And this is how the systems got built, T. So this is me being frustrated with God. God kept giving me ideas inside this 2-bedroom, 1 bath every time I went to the bathroom. In the morning. It's so weird. So I'm like, God, I don't want to have no pen and paper in the bathroom. Like, what are we doing? Come on now. Like, wait a and I'm like, let's just do something with the book. Like, make the book pop instead of you giving me new ideas. And my Father knows me. So some people may say, well, why are you talking to God like that? I can be real with Him. He knows what's in my heart. So if I'm saying it like that in my head, I'm not coding it for Him. And and so that's what I say. And God said, oh, you feel that way? Go ahead on Facebook. So I'm like, what? I'm like, you don't want me to go on Facebook with how I'm feeling because I'm going to talk to the people how I'm feeling. God, like, I know me for giving you good praises and being nice, like being right. I go on Facebook one day and I say, hey, I'm getting ready to go for 1 hour. Who's joining me? I'm going to come back and check on y'all. I lock in for 1 hour. It was the hardest thing ever the first 7 minutes. I'm like, I could be washing clothes. I could be doing this. But I'm wasting time. So I had to fight through all of the noise. Then I came back and checked in on the people and asked them, how did they do? Right? And did anybody do it with me? And then the next morning when I woke up, God said, do it again. So I repeated this pattern for 7 days. Each day he unlocked another level and gave another piece of instruction. That became my program. That became my system, right?
And that's just being quiet for that hour.
Being still and having your pen and paper. If God's going to say something, release something, you have it, but you're just being still. And then the next day you get an instruction on what to do with what you have from the other day. So I wrote it in a book. Anything that I learned, I put it in a book. So I have over 25 books now, but I have the book called The Great Print, right? And so now I did that process. And from there, so while I was doing that process, I had my Instagram going. My best friend, who I wrote then I got 2 best friends, Toya and Monique, and with 3, and Sedetta. And so now you have to shout out your best friend's friend.
Yes, shout them out. Shout them out.
And so I had her, my best friend, the one who I did her book, I hadn't done her book yet. But when I was on the live with her, she said, girl, this is going to be a conference. And I was like, hush. And she was like, she said, I see it as a conference. And I was like, girl, how am I going to do a conference? Like, I don't even have a car. I'm still in this house. Like, I'm just waiting on when the rent gets paid, all of the things. Yeah. And when she said it, and God told me May the 5th. And I was like, girl, God told me I was going to do it in New York May the 5th. And I'm still living in Georgia. And it was handled and paid for. Somebody blessed me with the place to get it. They even got food for the people. I'm like, them people don't need food. I'm just going to teach them how to. But I mean, every
layer. And
it was no cost to the conference because all you had to do was type in Jesus because he paid the price. So that was this God's little thing. But so that was that first system. And so from there, when I published my friend's book and somebody else's book, and after I did the conference, it appeared that nobody wanted to learn really about writing a book. So I left it alone. Then I said, you know what? Some things happened in ministry. My heart got hurt and broken, and so I was like, ugh. And so now I was like, you know what? Forget that. Now I'm just going to lock back in on business. So I pay a coach. When I pay this coach to do this session, he's like, tell me all the things you have going on. I had a podcast. I had over 6.8 million listeners. I had this, I had that. And he was like, okay. Well, focus on one thing. And do you hear all the stuff I have? Like, and I'm trying to get to the money and I don't understand. And I want everybody to be great. And I said, you know what? He said, what's the one thing you're going to pick? I said, my book. So then I took this content class. And in the content class, the gentleman said he would teach me how to do funnels. If me tell you what funnels are now, I did marketing and promotion going up to people. But funnels is basically similar, but it's in the digital realm. You get somebody's email and their phone number or just email and their name. and then you exchange and give them information later. A lot of you are in a funnel now when you look in your inbox and you see repeated messages
Mm-hmm.
on an automated system. So people were charging $8,000 to do that because I was going to make a funnel for my book. So when I inquired, the lady said, okay, $8,000 and we'll get a percentage. I was like, girl, what, bye. I don't know, $8,000, right? Then never got the five, never got the 5,000, right? And so now here I am, working with this coach. He had a free challenge, and then he says, I'm going to teach funnels, but it's a one-time price only, and it was the price of my rent. I'm like, okay, I'm just now getting my rent money together. Like, come on. And God was like, go. And I took his course, learned how to do it. I do the funnel. I put my book at the end of the funnel. And he's like, why do you have your book at the end of the funnel? I'm like, here we go. Now I got a coach that don't know what's going on. The other coach told me focus on. So now he says, why is this here? And I said, because I'm focused on one thing. It's my book. He said, but you're a coach. I said, I'm a coach. Nobody even cares to learn this. So I'm just going to go in on the book. God told me to do the book. So I'm giving him that story. He said, get that book from off of there and put your 5 steps. Tell somebody do 5 steps to self-publishing. You help people triumph over their trauma. I said, what did you say? And at this point, I have a shirt machine. I make the shirt. I come on class the next day with the shirt. He was like, how'd you make a shirt that fast? We're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm like, I got the shirt machine. I got all the stuff here.
I got all the stuff.
And so I go on to do this amazing class. I changed the funnel.
You recommend that people get coaching. Is that true?
I definitely recommend that people get coaching. And the recommendation is that they check the fruit of the coach. Meaning that you see what that coach has done for somebody else. But if somebody says, I have a speaking course and I'm teaching you how to speak, what stages has that person now allowed their students to come onto?
Okay.
So if they have a speaking coach, they can, we need to see the fruit, not just the testimonies that may be pasted and,
right.
Talk to somebody who has worked with them. I definitely recommend that.
Okay. So Ty, you are a publisher. So if somebody says, listen, I want to write a book. They would come through you. Are you the publishing house?
So I am my own publishing house, and I teach people how to become their own publishing house as well.
Wow.
I am a publishing coach. So greater than just a writing coach, greater than a publisher. Because a publisher, I have a saying, be a publisher and don't get pimped by one. It's a piece of your money. And as people should get paid for whatever the work that they do. But people are publishing for people because people don't know how. So God says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. So the same way I was able to learn and do it, God has now charged me with teaching people how to write and self-publish their books.
So you help with the process of the writing piece as well?
Oh, yes. Yep. It's writing, publish. So publishers charge up to $10,000, especially prices went up now. I charge less than half of that to teach people how to become a publisher and how to turn their book into a business and a brand. My latest book is Write and Grow Rich. This is the one that we had the billboard for. We got the awards for. This is on Amazon for $250 because this gives away all of the that I teach people. The 25 streams of income that you can earn from one book. So like you talked about those systems are in this book.
Or can people reach out to you personally?
Oh,
or would you recommend the book as the start?
The books are always great, but I definitely recommend locking in with me as a coach. I did create something for authors who are interested. I have something called the Author Empire. So I can give you the link to that school.
Yeah, we're going to put everything in the description.
Yes. So I've successfully helped over 2,000 people write and self-publish their book. This is a major book that's in Barnes & Noble and in Walmart. I wrote this. This is called We're Just Visiting. It's featuring my son and my daughter. And it's important because it lets people know we're just here to shine our light on the earth. And what God says. So books are important.
Ooh, this is exciting. So even short, because I was seeing in your bio that from 5 to 85. Yes. So if I wanted my little man to write a book. Yes. And that's legacy, because one thing about it, books are going to be around. Just like music, books are going to be around. Yes. So that's good. And you help people get it into the major bookstore, Barnes & Nobles, Walmart, Amazon.
all of the things. So the same. This is my best friend that I talked about. My other one, Monique writes. Her and her son wrote this book together. So I take
Mm.
and she put real life pictures when they went on a trip to St. Martin, New Orleans, the whole entire trip, his grade 8 adventure. So my cousin who wrote her book, A Fiend's Family, she talked about original
Wow.
stories. Now she has over 4 books. She has
Mm.
because she has more than 4 books because once I told her the process, she just went with everything she has in here. Listen, she was a daughter of a family who was on drugs, New Jack City style, New York style. Now she wrote a book, A Fiend's Family. Then she wrote Push Through. Now
Mm.
a children's book in Barnes and Nobles and in Walmart. This is why we say no. Do you see?
Woo.
She came from a cycle. She broke the cycle, and now she's writing.
Now, mm.
Go to prison, and now she's going to school to be a drug counselor.
Come
All of that
on.
unfolded when she took the course. She did not like to be on social media. She's made over 10K off of her book, and she works 2 other jobs. A single
Mhm.
mother.
Mm.
Message and this my story is a story that could be for you. This is a grandmother who wanted to write a book for her granddaughter. She wrote a
Wow.
book. We just went to her granddaughter's school and she read the book at the school. The school is in the library now. This is a
Mm.
school teacher who's getting ready to early retire. She's no longer working in the school system because now she's teaching kids about herbalism. She's walking in her purpose. So I unlock
You unlock.
people from their stories. And
Wow.
it's my friend Makiba Mooncycle.
Mm-hmm.
She's a artist. She took her lyrics and she put it inside a book. I have
Mm.
a book my daughter made. She paints. Is it right there? Let me show you. She
Mm-hmm.
paints, and we put her story, her pictures inside of a book. So if you're an artist watching this and you don't
Go, girl. I love
you
that.
can put your paintings in there. And we left space on the other side so people can journal and write about what the pictures mean to them, what they see. So she's
Mm.
different type of she's the new Mozart.
Yes. So
Gonna
you do memoirs, children's books. I mean,
cookbooks,
cook anything.
anything that could be, and I teach people how to take the story that they have that they might not know how to do it and what to do and turn it into a book.
And you so last question, what is the time frame like from inception to finishing?
I
Do you
love it.
keep people on a schedule?
You're not gonna even believe it when I tell you.
Tell me.
3 days.
What?
You could write a book in one day and you can be self-published in 3 days and you can have your book in your hand in 7 days.
What?
Yes.
What?
When people tell you it takes 90 days, when people tell you it takes all of this time, it does not. This is why they just gave me this honorary doctrine. They call me the
Yes, congrats on that.
literature. Thank you. And I'm like the doctor of literature, the girl who's from Queens, New York, who couldn't even spell. Come on,
Mm.
who didn't like to read. Now we are the library now.
Now you are the library. Woo! Oh my God. Listen, it has been such a pleasure to sit here with my girl, Lady Ty, who has known me since I was probably 14 years old. And I appreciate everything that you have invested within me.
I'm Lady Ty the Great, known as Titania Johnson, and you're watching Her Story, Her Power.